Okay guys, welcome back to another blockchain news video. Today in the news we got red market again guys. We've moved even lower than we've had before. Currently Bitcoin at 8,589, so almost down negative 2.65%. Ethereum 220, XRP 23 cents, Bitcoin Cash 309, Bitcoin SV 217. So the market is looking pretty red today guys, just about the same that we've had for the past 3 days or so. Currently, Coin360 is updating, and we have a few coins in the green. We got Link in the green, Maker, we have Pax. Actually, that's a stable coin, but we got a few of them in the green. Even if top 100 is looking pretty down and red, we still got some coins that did make some gains. So congratulations to those holding Link. I'm sure you were looking for some relief there on the upside. So let's get right up into the news, guys. So first up for today, we have Ether futures volume on FTX hit record highs. So daily trading volume on the 9th-month-old exchange jumped to a lifetime high of 245 million. So you can see the spike here on the screen, guys. All the way to the right, we have the highest spike we've seen right at that 245 million. So it moved from nearly nothing August 2019 to Ethereum futures looking pretty good right now. And we can see the same kind of activity going on throughout different Ether futures trading going on, like in BitMEX and other derivative exchanges. So even though FTX only accounts for 4.7%, it's kind of a pretty big jump there in volume that they had, and they're holding about 5.2 billion from the total. And BitMEX is currently at 18% of the total volume, so pretty good there. I want to see Ethereum futures continue to grow. Next up, we have fake horses, real bets. Unicorn is putting racetrack NFTs on Ethereum. So now, finally, we have digitized race horsing, guys. It's going to be having unique attributes, trade histories, and win records. It's going to be tied to the big bloodline names for crypto luminaries like Nakamoto, Sabo, Finney, and Buterin. They're saying they're trying to bridge the gap between modern day wagering and blockchain. I think this was long overdue. I've actually kind of surprised this wasn't already in place, but for this to actually work, and even in the US, they had to have some form of partnership with an actual physical casino. So they're working that out in the background, but essentially you're going to be able to purchase a horse from Zed, which is a horse racing game that's currently active, I believe, and it's going to be leveraging that Ethereum blockchain. And they're going to be using the ERC-721 standard token. It's going to be from the same kind of token that CryptoKitties ran on. And we have around 38,000 horses have already been created on Zed, even though users can breed horses from their own stables. They've actually had one horse from Zed sell for 50 Ether, guys. So that's about 11,000 USD, depending on the current market valuation. And this is pretty big, guys. This can be the next CryptoKitties. So I want to bring this to you guys early on so you can kind of jump in if you're one of those collectors or you see potential in these kinds of projects. And then you can also see how your horse can win prizes and your horse can gain notoriety. We're catering to a very broad audience, not just young people. So, and then down here is the legal side of it. Like I had mentioned, they actually have 41 US states. So the rest of the US states are depending some regulation with that license from the land-based casino. So next up, we do have coronavirus hits US stocks, Bitcoin climbs, haven status unclear. So the stock market got absolutely smashed again, guys. They continue to lose points there in the S&P 500. It's not looking too great for them either. I know you definitely frustrated about this Bitcoin price, and it's understandable. I myself, if I see a pullback that's pretty high, I tend to, average out. I try to get some buys going in if we have a pretty big downward move, but I haven't seen that yet, so I'm not, accumulating necessarily from the lower levels that I already had. So it looks like most people are finding that the US Treasuries are currently the most stable right now, and they're actually stating that the stock market is way too volatile to invest. Some have even updated their earnings models to incorporate the likelihood of the virus, becoming more widespread and things getting even worse. And the reason why it's affecting it, guys, if you don't really see what's going on, is that first it begins with the travel, right? So the travel gets affected because people don't want to get infected. Then you look at how it is being treated and if there's any kind of cure. And so if the cure works, then awesome. Now, I did read an article that I'm not too 100% sure on being correct, but it stated that people that were cured were actually developing the virus again. So that is kind of intense, guys. It's going to get pretty scary if it continues to spread. And not only are the markets moving in wrong direction, honestly, because of people selling off because of panic or whatnot, but also the companies can begin to get affected depending on personnel being able to work and all that good stuff. So that's going to be it for that coronavirus update. I was trying to avoid talking about it too much, but honestly, it just has too much effect on the current financial system. Coinbase has tested Clearview facial recognition software. So Coinbase is testing this recognition tech, and right now there is kind of some mixed feelings about it on the news, because it seems like other ones had looked into it, other companies. So we have like Facebook, Google, and Twitter actually threatened Clearview AI with legal action due to their software not necessarily being as safe as they probably were claiming to be. And they were seeing that they weren't just working with some law enforcement agencies in the US or Canada, but there's actually a list out there that contains thousands of entities from 26 countries where Clearview AI facial recognition tech has been seen. So just word of advice, if you see this on Coinbase, I would not suggest authenticating with this kind of recognition software, just because it's already too many red flags. You wouldn't really see platforms like Facebook, Google, and Twitter threatening to come after a company unless they had real grounds on it. So for right now, Coinbase has not confirmed if they're gonna be using it, but just so you know, they're on their way. And we don't really have any firm regulation on state laws for facial recognition software, so it might even backfire in the end. Cybersecurity company Kaspersky debuts blockchain-based voting machine. So Kaspersky's Lab, a cybersecurity firm monitoring the cryptocurrency industry and emerging digital assets, the company unveiled a new type of blockchain-based voting machine using Bullish. So they're actually headquartered in Moscow, which is kind of ironic because everybody says that, there was Russian interference for the 2016 presidential election. But in any case, what they're going to be helping with is to get blockchain identified voting on the internet. So that's going to be pretty good. They're going to be doing it online. This may even get more young voters to get involved. And of course, as we know with blockchain tech, pretty much the information it's going to be safe, right? It's going to be foolproof, and it should also be encrypted for the voting. Voters will be able to confirm their vote was recorded properly, and they can verify by putting in their unique QR code or token. So next up, we have courts will seize Bitcoin with miners' help. That's what Craig Wright is actually claiming. So he's stating that courts will end up ordering people or even miners to help out in tracking Bitcoin movements and all of that. So we're going to see what's going to happen with that. But in any case, it sounds like he's just trying to create further FUD with Bitcoin. And again, Craig Wright has yet to prove that he is Satoshi, right? He's not, I firmly believe that he's not. That's just my opinion. And also other people like William Shatner, who was the actor that played Captain Kirk in the Star Trek series, is actually, he went out to Twitter and stated, ask yourself, why would someone claim to be Satoshi and offer zero proof? Either put up or shut up, right? And then we had CZ from Binance state, he claims to be the founder of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, which is a lie. He hurts the credibility of Bitcoin and is a disgrace to the entire industry. So pretty big statements there. Binance joins blockchain network for cross-industry KYC data sharing. So Binance is now going to be cooperating to incorporate further global compliance, KYC and AML, in particular with the FATF's travel rule. So they're going to be working with other groups. They're going to be possibly sharing data, and it's going to be working obviously for their KYC information. They're going to be doing it through the Shift network. Now, even though this is, another important firm that's going to be working through with this information, in the end, this information should be making it to the FATF in some shape, way, or form. So expect any potential KYC that you do have with Binance to make it to the government in some shape, way, or form. So if you haven't done anything with your account, you haven't KYC'd, you should be fine, because there is under that 2 Bitcoin limit per 24-hour period, you can run your Binance account. But if you went ahead and KYC'd, just be ready. If things, you get a call of some sort, or if you see that the government found out, this is kind of why. Next up, we have House Committee to hold hearing on benefits of blockchain. So now we're finally seeing the House move forward and want to discuss more about blockchain. They're going to be focusing on how blockchain tech is going to be helping small businesses boost productivity, increase security, open new markets, and change the way business is done. So they stated, we do not want to stifle innovation, but we do have a healthy dose of skepticism. And again, it just gets brought up because of Facebook's Libra. These older folks, man, they're just so caught up in Facebook's Libra. It's like nobody's using that coin. And granted, to play devil's advocate on myself, I could say, well, Facebook has a lot of people and they have a lot of users, and it's going to be pretty easy for them to incorporate it. I mean, yeah, but it's going to be a stable coin, like, I don't know. It's not doing what Bitcoin is doing for people. The reason why people are going to Bitcoin is because it's a freedom from their current forms of currency. And the only big thing that I see for Libra is, sending money, obviously fee-less transactions. I think that's one of the things they want. And also having remittances take place with a single coin throughout the world. I could see that taking place through Libra, but it's not the end all be all, kind of like a Bitcoin, kind of like an Ethereum, and all these technologies we currently have in place. But we also see that New York and New Jersey already require cryptocurrency firms to obtain a proper license to operate. And we also saw that California is trying to provide legislation for legal assurance around the use of blockchain tech. So we're on our way. American actor Steven Seagal pays $350,000 to SEC for unlawfully participating in an ICO. So Steven Seagal was the brand ambassador of Bitcoin 2 Gen, and that was back in 2017. He was promised $250,000 in cash and $750,000 worth in their native cryptocurrency. It's a big thing, guys. These ICOs are running around. We were throwing money at them, right? As in we, people in general. We're throwing money at these projects, and you see here $750,000 worth of that native currency. That's a whole lot. That's a whale right there. So, I don't even know where B2G is today, but in any case, after 2 years, the SEC has been, they worked with them to have them pay $157,000 in disgorgement, $157,000 penalty, plus an undisclosed amount of prejudgment interest. So this alone only adds up to $364,000. I'm going to stand by that. If my math is wrong, go ahead and make fun of me down in the comments. But yeah, $364,000. And this prejudgment interest, we don't know, but it's just saying an interest amount. So the way I see it, if he sold off that cryptocurrency, he made off with more cash and paid out less to the SEC. But in any case, SEC's coming after big stars. Basically, they don't want them to get involved with these kinds of projects and not disclose how much they're being paid to be supportive of X project, right? Next up, we have massive 68 trillion wealth transfer bullish for Bitcoin, says crypto influencer. So one big thing that even I myself forget is that it isn't only just about Bitcoin, growing in price because of the halving, but we also have to take into account the wealth transfer that happens generationally over certain periods of time. So right now, Nick Chong stated that the millennials will inherit 68 trillion from baby boomers. And that should be happening here in about 25 years. And it's going to happen because the distrust we have currently in institutions, the fiat currencies around the world, we keep seeing them get shot, guys. And, you know, you can only see so much. You can only witness so much to become a believer in Bitcoin. And of course, many of us don't care for gold. You know, I don't see many of my friends running around looking for gold rings to wear on their fingers. We're more tech driven nowadays. That's where we see real value. And it's understandable. So in the next few years, we should be seeing that swap of wealth transfer take place. Next up, Litecoin launching 13,000 ATMs in South Korea. Foundation aims for global expansion of cryptocurrency. So Litecoin went ahead and is going mainstream in Korea. They're going to be pushing Litecoin to Korean won at over 13,000 ATMs in South Korea. They're going to be doing it through Mekong Cash, and it's going to be pretty good. They're going to keep working with bigger brands. Charlie Lee is looking to partner up with mixed martial artists, K-pop, DeFi, and professional sports. You know, so he's trying to expand in those areas, and it seems like this is a great victory here for Litecoin. So get excited, guys. More Litecoin adoption should be coming in very soon. Hong Kong handing out billions in cash to pump economy. So we see that Hong Kong and Japan in itself, their economy's gotten shot ever since January. There's been protests taking place, and then the coronavirus just came in and did, you know, a real good chess play there for ruining the economy's level. Their fiat has been devalued by quite a bit. And Hong Kong government is handing out about $15.4 billion in relief funds to all permanent residents 18 and over. So at least $1,200 to anybody 18 and over. And the hope is to save jobs, ease the burden of local companies. Yeah, I don't really know how that works. It's the first time here. So it seems like they're going to be their deficit track to reach an all-time high of nearly 18 billion. Since January 2020, Hong Kong has been, as I said, you know, under attack because of the protests and also the coronavirus outbreak. So it's really just been a bad blow to the economy. Now, the crazy thing is here is that we had somebody, an investor, made a statement. He said, "We are entering a world where governments are showing us that the money they manage is not nearly as valuable as it used to be. Don't listen to what they say, watch what they do." In the case of Hong Kong, they are literally giving the money away. I don't know about you, but I don't give away things that I find valuable. And that's very interesting. You know, the majority of people could probably agree with this last line. I don't know about you, but I don't give away things that I find valuable. I think that's pretty true for myself also. So keep that in mind, guys. Microsoft's GitHub storing Bitcoin code in Arctic Vault for 1,000 years. So we know that Microsoft, you know, took over GitHub, and a cool thing that they're doing is they're taking thousands of open source projects and they're looking to deposit them in this region where it should sustain any kind of environmental or harsh natural disaster to the world. So it's pretty cool. It should last about 1,000 years. That's what they're claiming, but their goal is up to 10,000 years. And that's pretty interesting. They have WordPress, Rails, Angular, Facebook Reacts, and I'm sure they're going to be adding much more. Of course, Bitcoin code also. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click the like button. You can leave a comment down below. We can keep the conversation going. Let me know if my math was good to go. If it wasn't, then I'll go ahead and make sure it is for next one. And sub to the channel for more blockchain news. And I'll see you guys on the next one.